In one of the alleys of the city at night, Kazu Yamoshido, a casual late passerby, notices two men who attract his attention. The man stops, hides in the shadows of the house, and watches them fearfully. The two men are aggressive and want to fight. The giant strikes, but his opponent easily dodges them. Then an athlete named Oma Tokita decides to launch a counterattack. A series of blows from a guy completely incapacitates a huge fighter. He falls and can no longer get up. The passerby is in shock, as he expected a different outcome of the battle. The life of 56-year-old Kazu Yamashita is monotonous and boring. At work, he is considered unlucky, and the boss often chastises him in the presence of colleagues. Two sons live with him and practically do not communicate with their father. The wife ran away 10 years ago, leaving her family. Unexpectedly, Yamoshido is summoned to the headquarters of the corporation president Noki. They start talking about fighting and power. Kazu doesn't understand at all why the president is telling the story of his merchant family and the battles that started at that time. Toki invites him to take care of a new corporation fighter for the Kengan match. Oma Tokita enters the office. Kazu has to keep an eye on an unknown fighter. Kazu finds Aum in a large semi-destroyed house. A fighter lives like a savage, destroys wild animals for food, sleeps on the floor. He is not interested in the material world. Two men suddenly break into the house. One of them is Russian kickboxer Ivan Kareev. Ivan wants to test the fighting qualities of his opponent, but quickly loses Tokita. The stranger Rihido does not impose a fight on Omu. It is he who will be the rival in the ring. On the day of the fight of the match, Kengan, Oma, and Rihido meet in the ring. The two bosses made a 100 billion yen bet. All members of the Kengan Association gathered in an abandoned building. They are CEOs of prestigious companies, billionaires, and gamblers. Only boss Toki believes in the victory of his fighter Omu. The battle begins with a psychological struggle between rivals. They freeze, waiting for who will start the attack first. And when the right moment comes, the fighters simultaneously rush to each other. Rihido attacks all the time, while Omu defends. But after a series of blows from Omu, Rihido almost loses, and therefore decides to use his secret weapon, a razor blade. His fingertips are so strong that he easily tears through the skin and flesh of opponents with them. Omu is wounded, but he was able to unravel the secret of controlling the opponent's technique, and therefore wins the battle. While celebrating his victory, Oma admits to Yamoshido and the boss assistant that his main goal is to become the strongest fighter in the world. Meanwhile, at the School of Warriors, the mysterious Kiro Satsuno attacks the attending physician and all the fighters. The school president offers Kiro to become an affiliate participant in the championship. Oma Tokita continues to participate in the championship and his second fight with wrestling champion John Sakaboyashi. Oma's punches don't do him any harm. Sakaboyashi invites him to surrender. Tokita calculates the opponent's tactics and uses his strength to counterbalance. It seems that victory is close, but the wrestler uses wrestling techniques and does not give Aum a chance to get back on his feet. He wants to destroy him, but unexpectedly for everyone, Tokito regains consciousness. With the help of an unknown force, it breaks out of the grip and delivers a series of crushing blows to the opponent in a manner of fighting that is not characteristic of him. The fight ended with a blow of the palm to the trachea. Sakaboyashi could not get up. Suddenly, the president of the Kengan Association, the old man Mitsudo Katahara, appears in the ring. He proposes to organize a fight for the seat of the new president of Kengan with the best fighter named Fang Mitsudo. Now the fighters of the tournament must fight until the last breath of one of the opponents. Oma is happy about this event, but he has another goal, to meet an opponent in the ring who destroyed his mentor. Many fighters responded to the offer to participate in this tournament. However, Noki refuses Oma to participate in the tournament, explaining that his official and experienced fighter Sen Hatsumi will participate. An angry Oma provokes a fight, but Sen easily dodges and advises the fighter to heal his wounds after 2 fights. With Omu, incomprehensible reincarnations begin to occur again. The speed of movement and strikes increases. Sen handles his opponent's speed and notices that Omu has mastered Nico's lost fighting style. Noki invites Yamoshido to become a member of the Kengan Association and officially represent Oma Tokita in the tournament. By virtue of his nature, Yamoshido cannot refuse the boss, agrees and becomes a fake head of the corporation. He now owes Noki 100 million yen for membership in the association. A recording of one of Oma's fights falls into the hands of Kazuo Yamoshido's eldest son, Kenzo, who does not leave the room and has not met him for several years. The father leaves food and money at the door for his son every morning without seeing him. Kenzo is the owner of the corporation his father works for, but no one knows this. He decides to enter the tournament and field a fighter from the Kura family. This is a group of mercenaries, cruel and aggressive. Kenzo Yamoshido pursues his goal, to take over the country. Oma trains hard every day and fully recovers his strength. At night, Kiro Satsuno comes to him and announces that there is no longer a person who destroyed his mentor, since he himself destroyed it, his master. Kiro counts on Om's wrath and fury, but is mistaken. Om's goal is not revenge, but to prove to everyone that he is the strongest. Rivals disagree in the firm belief that everyone will win the tournament. The tournament starts on an old cruise ship. The fighters were all together on the lower tier of the liner. Representatives of the fighters are watching them from the upper tier of the liner. But as it turned out, it was only a preliminary tournament. The rest of the participants ended up on another ship. By chance, Oma and other fighters are the boss's assistant Okiyama. In a closed compartment of the liner, she is in danger. A duel begins between the fighters. But suddenly, Rihido appears. He also applied for the tournament. Razor's Edge is fascinated by Okiyama and is willing to protect her along with Oma. A fight begins. Absolutely all the fighters of the tournament begin to attack each other. is attacked by Jerry Tyson, a kung fu fighter and the creator of his weapon mimic style. Fast as a rocket, he attacks Oma again and again. Unexpectedly, Okiyama appears on the path of his trajectory. Jerry does not have time to slow down, and therefore the death of the girl is inevitable. At the last moment, Oma uses the power of redirection and stops Tyson. From time to time, images from the past appear in front of He remembers how he trained with his mentor, how he learned the basics of Nico's style, and now this knowledge saves his life. Oma, when Jerry attacks again, uses Nico's adamantite Keto style indestructible and incapacitates the enemy. In this mass brawl, only 5 fighters remain, ready to continue participating in the tournament. Among them are Oma and Rihido. Employers with participants move to another liner. President Katahara personally welcomes the fighters. The liner sails to the battlefield for 27 hours, and participants are strictly prohibited from having fights on board. Some fighters begin to question the fairness of the tournament and the policies of President Katahara. In the engine room of the liner, they secretly discuss the craftiness of the employers and accidentally run into 2 participants. Random guests decide to eliminate competitors, but are defeated. Oma and Rihido discuss the victory of the unknown Kaneto over the most powerful fighter of the Himuro Corporation. Yamoshido and Okiyama join them. She blames Rihido for losing all the money in the casino. She had to pay off the debt for him. A young girl in a hood emerges from the darkness. In the jump, the girl tries to hit Oma, but misses. Rihido gets into a fight with her and gets kicked in the head. The next jump in a series of blows is directed at He dodges and attacks. The girl wraps her legs around and holds tight to the t-shirt. His fist has already approached her face, but at the very last moment it stops. Oma notices that it is a girl. The whole company is shocked by the recognition of the girl. She wants children from Karura offers to marry her. Oma freezes in bewilderment. He could think of nothing but escape. Karura is a member of the Kura family. The brothers ask her to return to her grandfather and apologize for the trouble. Karura confesses to her grandfather that she has taken a liking to the young fighter. Upon learning the name of the chosen one of his granddaughter, the grandfather becomes furious. He forces the brothers to follow the school drill and destroy as soon as he gets close to her. In the evening, the next day, the liner moored on the island of Ganryu. All participants stay in a luxury hotel on the island. The corporate presidents discuss Yamoshido. No one knows him, and he has a strong fighter. Katahara starts the pairing with the slot machine. Yamoshido launches the machine first, followed by all 32 presidents in turn to draw lots. The list of fighters is determined, and therefore the Kengan tournament begins. The daughter of President Katahara, Sayaka, appears in the ring. She announces the start of the tournament. The first fight will be between Cosmo Ame and Adam Dudley. Cosmo starts the fight with a series of punches and kicks to the body. Adam's retaliatory strikes cut through empty air. He can't catch a fast opponent. Ame drops the heavyweight on the tatami and uses wrestling techniques, but cannot make a dead grip. Adam does not remove the protection from the face. With a tangential blow of his fist, he throws Cosmo off him and rises. Dudley is a former hockey player whose abnormally protruding back muscle makes his short shots so powerful that opponents pass out. Dudley's blow to Cosmo's head knocked him back a few meters. Dudley does not let the opponent get up and delivers another powerful blow to the head, but Cosmo manages to jump away and rushes to the attack. A series of kicks and punches does absolutely no harm to the heavyweight, and one punch from Adam knocks Amai back a few meters. In the last counterattack, Dudley strikes from above and misses. Cosmo ends the fight with his grab and emerges victorious. The next duel will meet Hono Haruo and his rival police officer Akuya Zisho. Haruo starts the fight with quick strikes. Despite his weight, his 300 kilograms do not prevent him from doing a backflip and throwing his opponent several meters in a jump. Akuya uses a combat shield, Teiho Jutsu style, a form of hand-to-hand police combat. Zisho inflicts wounds with his knuckles while dodging the blows of the fat man. They exchange powerful blows, and the cop manages to injure Hono's knee. Hono realizes that if he loses, he will have to return to the village and tries to stab the policeman. But the attempts are unsuccessful and Hono loses. Justice is ruthlessly completed, but Haruo gets up even unconscious. Warrior instinct made him rise. His speed and punching power changed. He became faster and stronger. The spirit of the warrior woke up and Haruo became even faster. A flurry of heavy blows rained down on Akuya, preventing him from getting up, but the wounded knee of the heavyweight could not stand it, and he sank to the ground. Akuya delivers the final blow in the duel with a kick to the head. The fight is over. Justice cannot fail. In the third battle of the tournament, the representative of the Kura clan, Rain, participates, and the winner will fight Oma. Ryan takes his time to fight and starts a brawl in the men's room with Ryudo. He enters the ring covered in red spots, and Ryudo is found in the toilet in poor condition, but ready to rush after Ryan. His opponent in the fight is Makichi Robinson. His motivation to fight is his sister Alina, whom he loves dearly. Ryan is the first to start the attack, alternating swift kicks and punches on the body and head. Makichi defends and strikes back. None of them are inferior in a fight. After blinding the Englishman, Ryan delivers a powerful blow to the head, but Makichi intercepts the opponent's fist and injures his fingers. But Kura frees himself from the hold, the Englishman's uppercut taking him by surprise. With a hip throw, he seemingly defeats Ryan, but the clan member rises using the Renegade clan's secret technique. Ryan's face changed beyond recognition. He looked like a demon, releasing a hidden power. A series of blows rained down on Makichi. With one hand, the demon grabbed the Englishman, but Robinson was able to escape, remembering why he lives and fights. Sister Alina gave him strength, but Ryan was stronger. Makichi's new neck grip left no chance of survival. The first elimination in the tournament silenced the entire arena. Only Ryan's laughter could be heard in the silence. The fourth duel of Oma Tokita with rival Inabo Rio. The first series of blows sent Inabo back 3 meters. Oma did not stop and continued to strike. The opponent was already setting up defense blocks and attacking himself. The fight was equal. Suddenly, Inabo began to move around Oma with incredible speed, and blows flew off target into the void. Tokita began to miss blows from the fighter. For a moment, Uma froze and focused. Then he caught Inabo and delivered a crushing blow to his jaw. The long hair of a small fighter wrapped around Om's leg and did not allow him to strike. Inabo used his hair as a weapon in battle. Once captured by the lasso of Oma's hair, he could not do anything. And then his hand was also trapped in the lasso. Blows with hair rained down on Tokita's body. The neck and eyes were under the hair of Inabu. Oma was paralyzed and could not move. This hung Tokita. Finally, he was interested in fighting. No fighting styles and skills could help Inab to defeat the opponent. Oma methodically delivered blows to vital organs. Tokita's final kick slammed Rio into the ground. The fight is over. Oma is the winner once again. Makichi Robinson was in the operating room. The doctor managed to bring him back to life. Sister Alina was infinitely grateful to him. In the fifth battle, Gozo Moribuchi will fight against Takeshi Wakatsuki, who once defeated him. Oma leaves the arena. He doesn't care who he fights. With one swift blow, Takeshi again defeats Gozo. It was the shortest fight of the tournament. The sixth battle begins. Sawada Kizaburo enters the arena. Another fighter is a German muscular monster, the owner of the strongest muscles in history, Reinhold Julius. Julius automatically wins the fight due to the bankruptcy of Sawada's company. It was unexpected, at least someone took advantage of the tournament. In the corridor of the arena, Sawada decides to take revenge on the rival manipulators, so he starts a fight with 3 rivals. Julius decides to fight Kizaburo first. With a kick, Sawada hurts, but the German breaks the opponent's ankle and throws him against the wall. At the hotel bar, Yamashita and Oma celebrate their first victory. Yamashita thanks Oma for the changes in his life. He has become bolder and more confident in himself. Oma gets up in the middle of the conversation and leaves. He is not at all interested in what other people live. There are red spots coming out of the toilet. The 7th fight is opened by fighter Maitiba Gizenga. His rival is Masaki. Masaki knocks Maiteb onto his shoulder blades with a judo technique and grabs him. Then, Maitiba counterattacks him, but he does not seem to notice the pain and does not retreat. Another finger strike from Maiteb doesn't stop Masaki. He is insane and does not feel any serious injury. Masaki injures both eyes in retaliation for his one. The mercenary responds with a blow to his lower body. Maiteb has to fight without sight, but this only gives him additional strength. All the spectators are amazed by his accurate blows. The secret of the mercenary is revealed. He was blind before. Perfect hearing helped to pick up the trajectories of rivals. The sense of smell helped to determine the number of enemies and their equipment. The sense of touch clarified the information received through hearing. The last frontal attack and Maitiba with his fingers destroys Masaki, thus defeating this fight. Meanwhile, the doctor learns that Oma is seriously ill, and therefore he does not have much time left. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like and press the bell so as not to miss new videos. AniMap was with you. Bye everyone.